Now, we are going to start a discussion on one of the important topics, that is air quality deterioration. So you know what is happening in Delhi, what is happening in Mumbai. And some time back there was one, proceeding seminar in Davos. At that time, Geeta Gopinath, she mentioned that the major problem of India is pollution and not tariffs. So with that, we are going to start the discussion, and I'm thankful all the panelists, particularly Sumeet Saksena is my batchmate at IIT Bombay. Both of us did PhD together under Dr. R.S. Patil, and he was earlier working with Terry, and now he is working as a senior research fellow at East West Center, Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay, so welcome to India and welcome to this seminar, and he made it to come to this seminar all the way. So, because of the paucity of time, we will just, make this panel discussion very compact. So, I will be asking you only one question. So, two questions I am combining in one question, okay? So, first of all, to Dr. Sumeet Saksena, my question is, you have seen the air pollution in Delhi also and in Mumbai also. So, what you feel that the sources, particularly in Mumbai, sources of different air pollution, and what are the causes? And secondly, suppose BMC asks us, okay, you two have done a lot of research in air pollution, you give a strategy. They want, BMC, if you go, they want results at the ground. Now, I also said at many platforms that we have now enough data. We want results at the ground level. So what should be the strategy for that? Please.
Thank you, Milind. First of all, I want to thank you, Milind, and Prakruti for inviting me, and congratulations to all of you for this fantastic organization. I have learned a lot because, first of all, water is not really my area of research, but I learned a lot, and I also admired the passion with which everyone was speaking. So thanks once again. Yes, actually, last whole week I was in Delhi, so I can give a first-hand, answer. See, there is no doubt, when we were students, when we were taught air pollution, first thing they would tell us is, industries, stacks, and power plants, coal power plants, and how to model all that chimney monitoring, modeling, and all that. Then somewhere they would insert, okay, vehicular pollution is also important. But with the rapid growth of urbanization, I think there is simply no doubt that construction and then road dust and resuspension of dust has also become a major source of pollution in urban cities. And in places like Delhi, there is also the effect of the crop burning, the transboundary effect. But I think there has to be more research done and more communication about the seasonal nature of these sources. And just saying that Delhi has AQI 400 one day and 200 some other day is not enough. These averages, they say 10 most polluted cities in the world are in India. These really don't make sense. I think there has to be a lot of communication done with the help of journalists, who in turn need training on describing that certain sources are there throughout the year, construction goes throughout the year, but some things happen only seasonally. But more important, I think, and that is a passion that you and I share, is the concept of exposure assessment. We began doing this 25 years ago, and it has still not become mainstream. And I think it has not become mainstream because actually it involves a paradigm shift. Because in the history of science, when you are aiming for a paradigm shift, it will take decades for that shift to happen, and there will be a lot of resistance even within scientific community. So let me try to explain to you what we mean by exposure assessment. So we are going to do a thought experiment now, and I will ask a question. Suppose a very well-respected scientist from IIT Bombay sits down with Maharashtra Pollution Control Board's experts And together they do a very fine analysis and they come up with some numbers. For example, right now we are in Parle near Santa Cruz. Suppose the scientists and the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board say we have done calculation and we believe that there has to be one gold standard monitor in Parle and probably one gold standard monitor in Santa Cruz, and there have to be 40 low-cost sensors for hyper-local monitoring. And then Tata Foundation, Godrej Foundation, through CSR or something, they say, okay, we are going to buy the equipment for you. For 10 years, we are also going to give you operating expenses. And it happens. So now my question is, how many of you feel that that is enough to understand the air pollution situation in Bombay for this area, Parle, Santa Cruz? How many of you will raise your hand? Scientists determined that you need 2 gold standard monitoring, high volume samplers, NDI, this thing, that thing. Someone said hyperlocal sampling, that was also funded. 10 years of data was there. Is that enough? You know, you got what you asked for, right? Where is the gap? No, I'm saying it has been, it has been funded. Operation expenses have also been given. Often donor agencies will fund the high volume sampler, but they don't they realize that, filters have to be changed, collected operation expenses. Let us assume it's a thought experiment that everything has been funded, going on well, no bungling, no fudging of data, nothing. Where is the lacuna here?
Still exists.
It is something close to that, but the answer is actually that we have actually not captured the person's exposure.
Yeah.
See, Parle, he said, he gave an example, or someone gave example. Earlier we used to complain that high volume sampler is on the rooftop of the school. We don't live on the rooftop. So, nose level. So, today we have spent 8 hours in this room. Did it bother us? Why? Because we forgot to measure indoor air quality. Today I came with Professor Pradeep from IIT Powai in the car. Nice taxi. We stopped near here somewhere, the traffic junction. You know that in traffic junctions there is a lot of idling emissions, right? So I'm in a car with Pradeep. On my left side there is a motorbike commuter. On my right side there is a BEST bus. How much ever hyper-local sampling you do with stationary samplers, can you convince these 3 people that their exposures are the same? So that is the paradigm shift. And if you start to understand that, you have to understand whose exposure you want to measure. And in his slide, he had said vulnerable groups. So first job is identify 20 vulnerable groups, women, children, senior, asthmatics. Then ask the next most important question, which microenvironments they are working in or living in. So that brings us to the most important dimension which people forget, time. Madam, the finance lady, what is her name? She showed one slide with a watch, time, importance of time. Her last slide, what was it? Compound interest, time. So same thing I want you to remember, that exposure assessment, time. How much time you spent in which environment, and what was your question, what was the source in that microenvironment, determines your exposure. And there you have to work back, okay, how do I eliminate the source which is causing the maximum exposure to me as a person and to the population as a whole. And then actually you begin to understand that yes, building construction, the dust and all that, it may not be as sophisticated as we talk at different other sources, but their exposure potential is much higher because it is all happening at the nose level. So these are the nuances of the new paradigm which I would like to advocate for.
Very much thankful to you. This is a dimension which is almost ignored, and as you mentioned, paradigm shift is required. So with that as inputs, I will go to Professor Bhave, who is in the, I think you are in the committee appointed by High Court for air quality. So the same dilemma is there when we ask our pollution control board officer is there, Mr. Sanjay Bhosle, we ask them whether we should go for personal exposure assessment. They say we are not interested in measuring the personal exposure. Our role is what is the air quality for a region, and for that these old methods are good enough, high volume sampler and whatever his new method is there. And we too always end up in the losing side. No, we don't have money for personal exposure. What is that? We don't require that. So how to bail the cat? What is your opinion about that? How important is personal exposure assessment?
Yeah, coincidentally, I am on the High Court committee, monitoring committee, which is appointed recently. And today also there is a news that now it has come, because the committee which is monitoring, in which where we are working, is about the odor. Odor is a very tricky kind of parameter. You just don't have, I mean, very little one can talk about odor. Now this is Kannamwar Nagar, where MCGM has got, I mean, Kanjurmarg, where the SWM facility is there. Now the odor is coming from there, and the people are getting affected. Now when Mr. Sumeet, no, am I right? Mr. Sumeet said it 1, 2, 3, and the one is getting exposed at the highest level. When the court is asking, or the the High Court is asking, they are saying that that worst condition is there. Consider that worst condition and give us the solution. So are the municipal corporation or the those who are responsible, are they doing their job properly? So when it comes to the exposure, yes, we are getting exposed to whatever parameter you are talking about. Now, quality index, air quality index is different. So we are saying that, so when it was there in the first meeting, which lasted for 4 hours or 5 hours, 4.5 hours, I said that none of the parameter, when we are talking about the odor is very relative. And you show me all CPCB standards which are talking about where are we going wrong. So then my chairman, who happens to be ex-IS officer and the commissioner, he said it, no, people are getting disturbed. We cannot say, I said no one is going to die, but it is relative. And nowhere it is said that I am crossing the ammonia level or the H2S level. H2S is not monitored, but ammonia is monitored, and the VOCs. So now it comes to, even if it is disturbing, you have to consider it as a pollution which is disturbing us. Now when it comes to talk about the air pollution in Mumbai, we are blessed. Delhi is a landlocked geographically. And then there is the movement which takes place, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, whatever stubble burning is there, that is also moving. So my first question when it was our committee meeting, I said that what are the meteorological conditions? And then the Kannamwar Nagar or the places where these PILRs are coming, or the people they are complaining, they are on the side of the windward side. So majority of the places, majority of the times, the wind in prevailing direction of the wind is in that direction. Now the next is we analyze and find out whether are we making any kind of fault. So when the environment permission is given, EC is given, EC has clearly written that there is a 500 meters buffer. So did you follow that buffer? So when you look at it, the buffer is short. And then if you increase or if you keep the buffer which is over there, so our rules, our regulations, CPCB, MOEFCC norms, all are good in place. Only when it comes to following. Now, the problem comes with the MCGM. They are handling 6,500 metric tons of kachra, garbage. Can you imagine solid waste? High Court has given a mandate that you go and see Lucknow. So 5th, 6th is a visit to Lucknow. Why? See, Lucknow, if I compare with Mumbai, Lucknow is 600 tons, metric tons. Lucknow's solid waste dumping ground is 20 kilometers away. Now, how can we compare this? It is not a comparable situation. Now, again, I come back to, morning talk when I said it, that it is the responsibility of you equally, all the stakeholders. I come to that. So I said that, sir, we have MCGM rule. 100 kilograms plus if you are having the organic waste, you have to have your own plant. How many of you are doing? I am from VJTI. We have constructed it and run it for only 1 year. After that, it is dead now. We have a bioreactor. I mean, I was there involved in that, worth 45 lakhs, where the canteen waste, hostel waste is going. Now it's not functioning. Now, like this, if I have 500 setups, what is it? Now, in the April, the new solid waste rules are coming up, and they have insisted, nothing doing. Go for 100 kilograms, तो हम लेंगे ही नहीं कचरा. MCGM बोलेगा कि हम कचरा ही नहीं लेते. So 6,500 का आधा 50% आपका ऑर्गेनिक वेस्ट है साहब. तो उसमें से अगर मैंने आप और मैं अभी तो जैसे इकोटेल होटल में बैठे हुए हैं, वहाँ पे उसने किस लिए आप जहाँ बैठे विठल कामत जी ने क्या किया है? इकोटेल है वो, एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली रेस्टोरेंट है. Still you are using the plastic bottles. Earlier when I came to the same ecotel, it was the copper glass which was given. Now are you not generating the waste? And who is answerable? So we all have to work together. It's not MCGM, it's not Pollution Control Board. Once again I am saying, I advocate MCGM openly. I said, you handle this much of waste and show it to me. None of the cities, leave apart India, outside also. Because we have the habits which need to be changed. We are not changing it. And if you are not changing it, sorry. I mean, the status will take time to change.
Yes, so behavioral change is very important. Now, yes, time is running out. So, just 2 minutes. Last question. Just Professor Joshi represents Kolhapur, and there is one national clean air program. Under that, I think Kolhapur and Sangli, they are declared as attainment cities. So, what are the issues in Kolhapur? Why it is declared in that, and how to solve that?
Basically, I would like to enlighten 30 seconds about Bhave sir's statement. Air quality index is always high during the winter season because atmosphere is completely stable. There is no turbulence takes place. And I personally feel that also I agree with this sir. He has that dosimeter with him. When you wear that dosimeter, it tells me when you work in an industry, let us say for 90 decibel 8 hour, there is an increase of 5 decibel, your working hour should be reduced. So once you expose to the various places, then that alarm should be there. Second one, sir, what you studied in your PhD, that is still study has to be taken. That is nothing but source apportionment, source inventory. Because if I give the task to give me 20 kg of soil, 20 liters of water, 30 liters of wastewater, but if I give the task to give me 20 meter cube of air, so prediction, behavior, analysis, monitoring of air is quite difficult task, sir. Right? Then I personally feel that there are still old methods of agriculture burning, then use of fuel in the industry and vehicular transport. BS6 has came. Many people still BS6 is there, but use of public vehicle and transport system needs to be required. Right now, Kolhapur air quality is also deteriorating, and that's why zoning concept comes into the consideration. Proper use of proper land for proper purpose, so that availing wind direction, prevailing wind direction, plotting of windrows. Still, student and industry has to learn aero mode software, which will give me the pollution rows. And if we learn this, if we implement this, I guess the problem related with the air pollution is reduces. But source apportionment is a really need of time wherein we should have to work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Now my last question is to Dr. Ajit Salvi, sir. Ki National Clean Air Program is going on, and there is a lot required to change the behavior of the people. So what work is necessary to be done, or are you engaged in such type of work?
Sir, take a minute. I would like to just 1 second. See, if I take a dirty water today, immediately it will be followed by loose motion or vomiting. But if I inhale dirty air, I have got a impact, long-term impact after the age of 40. Right now, dementia is the most promising disease, comes into the consideration, that is due to the air pollution. Nausea, depression, these are the symptoms of high exposure level. We used to dance in front of Dolby, isn't it? But when I exposed to 120 decibel, after that tinnitus, that is nothing but the ringing in the ear. These are the real-time problems we have monitored, we have analyzed during the Ganesh festival procession in the Kolhapur. So air pollution has got long-term impact and they are not reversible. On the other hand, water diseases, waterborne diseases, they are reversible in nature.
Very true.
Okay, so actually in morning presentation I told you about the impact of the health impact and air pollution, and even I said ki basically some of the deaths are happening. Doctors just talk about ki it is because of heart attack or so many things, but the root cause nobody understand, and it is mainly related to air pollution. Coming back to sir your question about what National Clean Air Program. Say, sir, really speaking, Government of India has taken, say, nice step. It is by MOEF and CC, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. So this particular ministry, what they are, say, their intention is what? Generally what happens, ki every year that all organizations, they celebrate Environment Day and then they forget. That is generally what happens. So instead of that, they are also talking about some sort of a sustainability. So why not, is it not possible to do such type of activities, small activities every month? And in that, why not to engage, rather than why not to engage, they are insisting that we should engage the youth, college students, mainly college youth. So that is what their, say, guidelines. Fortunately, from the beginning or from the morning, we are talking about lot of challenges, problems, and at the same time, by this way or that way, every speaker is talking about the good initiatives by BMC also. So that is what even Bhave sir also appreciated, everyone. So in that case also, BMC has taken up, say, really a good measure, and our RCUES, that is the Regional Center for Urban and Environmental Studies under AIILSG, we have been appointed as a say, implementing agency for this youth program, youth engagement program. So I say that this is really a good thing. Otherwise, whatever we are talking about, we are not aware about the clean air, we are not aware about the air pollution. At least now youth, they are aware. So I just take only 2-3 minutes to, otherwise it is a big program. They have nicely given the ideas ki every month what is to be done. So accordingly, say actually the work started from the November. So every month we are going with certain theme as per the guidelines of the Government of India, and based on that theme, we do some activities at various colleges and various, say, engagement program of the youth. They do some models, they prepare some even short films, they come with the, say, some selfies, some posters, some even essays and all connected with the clean air. And likewise, say, those who are from Mumbai, they can understand. In the month of November, as a part of a concluding program, we conducted at Vivekananda College of Management Studies. Then in the December, so that December end, it was a Christmas and all. So that is the reason we conducted that program at St. Xavier's College. That was mainly December activity. Even we are now completing this January activity. It was not a big event, but just 2 days back, we had one program at Bhavan's College. So idea is what I found that all our research officers and all our fellow research associate, they are visiting. They are going with the college student, even some of the cases with the school students, and they are just trying to explain. And there is an engagement from the youth. What I found, there is really a good, some engineering students, architectural students, they prepared good models also, and we, as a part of an initiative, we are giving the awards also to them, some certificates also. As morning I said, that this is not a paracetamol solution. Okay, so it is not a paracetamol solution. Whatever we have done today, we are not going to get any effect tomorrow. But definitely down the line, maybe after 5 years, something, if such thing, that is what the idea of Government of India, continuously every month something should be done. Okay, and once the student understand this and each and everything, then students are very, say, all these youth are they are very expert in handling this social medias. Okay, see, I repeat again that one of the activities, we took this college student to one of the construction site rather than 1-2 construction site, we shown them ki what is particulate matter, how that the fencing is done, how the workers are provided with the safety equipments and all these things. Now at least they understand ki what are the requirement of the BMC while the construction activities are going on. And say, I'm not expecting they will become something activist and all. That is not expected, but they can be a watchdog like that. And over a period of, they can understand ki these are the requirements. I can say that ki these are really a good initiative. There should be some scientific solutions, some answer, maybe some technical solutions are required, but at the same time, since morning we are talking about the behavioral change. It is whether it is applicable to say lakes, ponds, okay. Say that automatically solid waste is not coming in the lakes, no, it is not coming automatically. It is not sewage, that waste is thrown into the lake. No? That is what, and that you have shown in the photographs also. Similarly, this behavioral change are much more expected and it will happen. So this is what I can share. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I totally agree with both the sirs that behavior change is very crucial and at the individual level. And that is where exactly I make the point that first you have to empower the individual with information that is personalized to them using many methods, including this. Let me give you an example. I visit my mother for 1 month, twice a year. She lives in Powai, Hiranandani Gardens. If some of you know that area has a few very beautiful parks, including one which is called Forest. If you enter that, it actually looks like a forest. It is no concrete, nothing. It's like you're on a hike. So every morning I go for my morning walk with this device and to measure the pollution. And in winter, if you go to the top of any building, you can see the inversion layer, stability layer. So I went for the morning walk and I recorded extremely high levels of pollution. Then that community, they have a local community newspaper called Planet Powai. So I wrote an article in that and said that this is the device I used and these are the levels. It is much higher than WHO, much higher than CPCB standard, everything, much higher than, most important point I made is, if you postpone your walk by 2 hours, you go much later in the day, your exposure will be less. So then I got feedback from my parents that some people said, oh, good that your son wrote the article. I have either stopped going for walk or I have postponed my timing of the walk. So this is on the adaptation side, but more and more if you get people empowered with information through these kind of methods, there are other methods also, then they will also start working on the prevention side by putting political pressure, like mothers will put pressure that, why is my child being exposed?
Very, very important data. So to summarize the discussions, so, the very much important angle of behavioral change was brought, and Dr. Saksena brought the point of time of exposure and the duration which we spent. So that's what our PhD study, we found out the exposure of traffic constable. Like he's 24 hours, he's 8 hours in the traffic only. Outdoor workers, पान की टपरी वाला जो है, वो रोड पर ही उसका शॉप रहता है. So these groups are very sensitive and regulatory authorities should be focused on that. Then another angle of Dr. Bhave, that odor, how to control odor. There are no standards for odor. And from Kolhapur, so Dr. Salvi, I feel now, when we started this conference 2 years back, and now this is 3rd year, we are getting representations from Kolhapur, Pune, and even USA, Dubai. So suddenly we are becoming big and bigger and bigger. So I think now next time our conference will have all international delegates probably. So thanks for the support of All India Institute. So we are growing and growing and growing. So with that note, we'll stop this discussion. Thank you. And now the last session is valedictory function.